Hey, it's Mike Thompson, and tonight you are going to get to meet this amazing young woman, Miss Kelsey Eiman, and learn all about her and her music right here on Radio Cosmos Live.
Satellite online.
Transmitting from the third move from the sun. You have tuned into Radio Cosmos.
Hey guys, my name is Mike Thompson again, and I am also again here with Miss Kelsey Eiman.
Hello.
And she is a wonderful songwriter, performer, singer, and heck of a girl about town. So welcome to Radio Cosmos Live.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about your background and your musical background, kind of how that feeds in. Are you a Northwest Florida, Panama City baby?
So I actually grew up in Alabama, which is where I kind of learned to like music, or love music, I guess. My dad's a musician, and so he was in bands my entire life. My parents actually met at a nightclub where he was playing. And then I came along, right? So I was always around music. As a child, I took like violin and piano lessons and hated it because I hated being told what to do and how to do it.
Yep.
And I just wanted to sit in the floor and figure it out myself. And so years later, I picked up a guitar and Google and was like, what's a G chord? What's an F chord? And just started kind of figuring it out. Granted, I'm not like the most talented guitar player, nor will I ever be, but I started just kind of posting videos online of me covering songs. I would usually cut my head out because I don't like looking at myself.
We're doing that here, right, Calvin?
Yeah.
We're gonna have that little.
Yeah, just cut the head off.
We're gonna have that little blurry box.
We do blurry spots.
Exactly, perfect. But yeah, so I just started posting those, and people would be like, "You should play around town." I was like, "No, that's never gonna happen." And then one day somebody convinced me to, so I started playing in December of this past year. So it's only been not even a full year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's strange sometimes because people refer to me as things like an artist or talent or musician. I'm like, that's not me. Somebody behind me.
Yeah, it kind of is, but
And it's just that weird like imposter syndrome, when you start out and you're like, I'm not good enough for this.
well, I mean, a lot of times, especially start writing music, it's fun to do, because your painters paint and builders build and artists art.
Artist art.
And singer, songwriter, musicians write music, and it is scary when you're like you let it go out in the world and you're really letting yourself out there, and it's like what's special about me, via your
Especially
music.
with me, because
So-
most of everything that I've written so far has been like a personal experience. So it's very much like my journal, my diary, my like safe
babies.
space, and then I'm like, here, everyone, here's my soul for your enjoyment.
Yes, come stomp on it.
Exactly.
So, but from what I gather and what I've heard, you get really good feedback and response to that, which is always extra
It's strange.
special.
I'm just not used to compliments, and I don't know how to accept them, so I just smile and nod.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's always good for television. It's even better for radio. But seriously. So your musical background and your parents were musically inclined. shall we say?
My mother, bless her, is not, but she's great at being a mom. So she didn't need the music.
And she likes musicians.
Exactly.
So that's good. So from that, I take it, that was something that was, if not pushed on you, well, some might have been a little pushed on you with the lessons and things, but at least it was a home that was, where that was. I hate when I go brain dead in the middle of the
Nurtured.
And it wasn't even that it
Word
was
power
pushed.
with Big Al.
I got to use my new mic.
Yes.
You did have something important to say.
It was
There you
nurtured.
go. Nurtured.
Nurtured.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was never that it was pushed. It was just my dad loved music so
Mm-hmm.
much that he was like, if my daughter shows any interest in any instrument, I will get it for her. He called me the other day. He bought a banjo. Does this man play banjo? Probably not. He now owns one.
But you learned to play guitar from YouTube, so
Exactly.
next time you go home for Thanksgiving.
You can learn anything on YouTube,
Bada
honestly.
bing, 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 bing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we don't even need to go into that. In the old days, back before they
Back when I was a kid.
before they invented sound and stuff. So that gets us to where we are now, and songwriting. As far as when you do that, are you? Since it sounds like you're very much a organic musician, for lack of a better term, you just kind of you don't have
Yep, no pesticides in me.
There you go. When you do your songwriting, do you sit down?
That's actually funny. No pesticides.
Because you said
Yeah.
I'm organic. Get it?
I got it. Yeah. Is this how this is going to be now with the microphone?
I think it's gonna get bad.
Thank you for
Yeah, I think we
appreciating
need
my
to put a
dad
camera
jokes.
That
I
was
appreciate
funny.
that. Thank
that
you.
was really funny. Yeah.
We talking about music here? Yeah. There we go. You come for the music, you stay for the comedy. Anyway, so when you're writing songs, do you find that do you sit down and like I'm going to write songs now, or is this
So-
something you get it on driving to your latte or whatever?
To my latte. It's a bit of both, I would say. So the way that my brain works is I will hear something that clicks, and at the time I might not know what I'm going to turn it into, but my phone is just full of notes, and it will be months later sometimes, and I'll just come back to it, almost like when you read a horoscope. At that time, you just find something about your life that fits into it, and that's kind of how I do with my notes. Sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's a phrase, or a few sentences, and I'll look at it and be like, this is a metaphor for this moment.
Clicks.
And I will sit down frantically most of the time, and because I feel everything so strongly, I'm like usually in the middle of a panic attack, like crying, but like I have to write this down while I'm feeling this, and then it turns out to be a song.
Excellent.
And sometimes I'll sit on it for a day or two and just kind of like work out the kinks, make sure it flows. But two of the songs, actually the first two that I ever completed, I wrote from concept to finish in under 24 hours, and it was like a challenge for me, and I liked that. Because I work better under pressure.
So there's a little formality to it.
Somewhat, yeah.
A lot. I always ask that question of people, when they come on the show or some equivalent to it, because it's fascinating to me, especially the people that can sit down and be like, I'm going to write a song now. And then they can actually put something personal into something that they're forcing themselves to do, which is totally alien to me, where I have to like experience something and then it has to bounce around in my head for 6 months before.
Well, and for me, it's like
turn it into
I'm just
something.
writing down my feelings, and I used to love to write as a child. Like I was the kid where if you had a book report due the next period, even if I hadn't read the book, I would write it for you, and I would get at least a B, even on a book that I had never read.
Not that you ever did that.
Oh, every single time.
This plays in Alabama,
I still got all A's. I was on AB honor roll for like everything except for my last year of high school. But yeah, I always liked writing, and like I loved the thesaurus, like to be able to find a word, because when I speak normally towards people, I'm nervous, I like stutter, and I don't know how to like eloquently say things. But then when I'm writing, I get
relate to
all the
that,
time in the world to just make it sound the way that I feel that it should in order to express those emotions.
Would you say that you nurture those expressions?
I do nurture them very organically, might I add.
Ooh, yeah.
They're grass-fed, free range. We can go
My
all day.
free-ranged
We will
lyrics.
go all day with dad
I got a
jokes.
couple of those. Tom's recorded me before, he knows. Anywho, now do you find, because of your even limited, and I don't mean, being that you kind of got away from the piano lessons and all that, but that you started that way, do you think about, and this might be a weird question that can be edited out later,
Fair enough.
but that you find that you look at music in that kind of structure?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So even when I took lessons as a child, my dad never read music. And so I was like, I don't want to read music. That sounds boring. And so they would be teaching us how to read music, and I would just be listening to it and memorizing it and just picking it out. And when I was younger, I would teach my cousin a song on the piano that I would pick out by ear, and I would have her play it over and over till I could pick it out on violin, because I refused to read music. And I probably would have been a heck of a lot better musician had I have just succumbed to all of the standards that I was supposed to.
Yeah, it's a
But
different skill set.
for me, it was music was something that I wanted to do because it was fun and because it made me feel something inside, not because I had to sit down and do it a certain way. Like I wanted to sit cross-legged on the floor with my violin, like poor posture, and the teacher was like, absolutely not. And I was like, well, I quit. Plain and simple. Not because I was a quitter, but just because I was like,
yeah, it's not what
that
you're
takes the
looking
fun
for.
away from it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm with you on that, because it's kind of, there's the people ask me, since you've recorded your own music, why are you playing cover songs? Other than I guess why is not the right question, but do you enjoy playing cover songs anymore? Because they're not your songs, and you have songs. And it's like, well, it's I don't enjoy playing songs I don't like.
Exactly.
And what makes me like them, sometimes they're and it's true of my own songs. In general, often the simplest songs, there's an elegance in simplicity when it's effective. Sometimes things are super complicated and it's amazing, but it's just not,
And
just
also
not
just
music.
being able to
So,
take a song that everyone knows and kind of tailor it to your style.
Make it
I had a
your
man
own, yeah.
approach me at a gig last night. He was like, "You're going to make me cry the way that you made that song your own." And I was like, that's because I can't play it like they do. I just make you think that I'm
is
being
not
cool.
why you do that. What you did is
I
you,
like honesty. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I couldn't play that, so I made it sound cool, and I still get compliments for it.
There you
So
go, yeah.
it's fine.
Well, and I think people appreciate that. You get people come up to you and they're like, "Wow, I really love the way you present yourself, and your music's so honest." And
And I
you're
believe
like,
that
"How do you
there's
know that it's honest?" But you can tell.
And I believe
Yeah.
that there's a right and wrong way to change songs as well. Like you can completely butcher a song by changing it, but
Correct, yeah.
apparently I haven't done that yet, according to other people, not myself. Not like this big egotistical kind of way.
We
Can
have
you get
large.
my head in the
We
shot?
have large doors in the studio, so we can get all the artists
Yeah, I
in.
gotta
Yeah.
duck in.
She did have to come in sideways, though.
I did. The guitar.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the guitar. Yeah.
Had to fit it in first. I don't know.
For someone that doesn't like speaking, you're doing pretty good.
I
Just
ramble when
saying.
I'm nervous.
That's your job. My job is keep you nervous. You keep rambling along. So that's
Fair
good.
enough.
So, I know you're playing around town a lot. You play with an accompanist sometimes. Which, hey Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
Tyler couldn't be here today because he got to work.
He's a working boy. He might actually be home by now. He's just a few streets over.
Tyler. Anyway, so you're doing other things, and you're playing at some. We're starting to have a really nice. Some of the recovery from the storm, frankly, is we're starting to get these regular original music nights going again, which kind of got wiped out for a while, just because you got hosts and locations and people that are willing to kind of be in charge of it, without dominating over everyone, which is kind of hard to do. So that's great to see. Do you have other projects where you're writing with other people, or any of those kind of things?
So one of the first songs that I ever wrote actually came from, me and my friend worked on it together. It came from one of my notes, and I was just sitting on it for a while, and I just sent it to him, and I was like, what can we do with this? And he was like, well, we're going to write a song about you. And I was like, okay. And so we kind of worked on that together. But other than that, it's growing up as an only child, I'm kind of particular about some things. And I just find for stress levels, it's better for me to just sit in my corner and do things the way that I want to, because I'm going to get nervous and ramble and trail off and then come back. And sometimes that doesn't mesh well with other people. So just little old me.
I could see where it would be hard. And I do what a lot of people probably do is kind of come up with a demo and then give it to much more talented people to flesh out, and but the songwriting is really done, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna beat it into shape. I don't know how well I would do having somebody go, no, let's don't do that. Wait a minute, what do you mean let's not do that?
Exactly, yeah. It gets to be difficult because then at some points you're like, are you insulting my work? Or like, this is something that's I'm feeling very strongly about and you're saying to scrap it. So I just, like, I'll let, whenever I play with Tyler or whatever, he's a much better guitar player than me because he did actually take lessons. He went to school for it. And, but yeah, so I'll give him pretty much creative freedom over anything with a guitar because he knows a lot more about it than I do. But when it comes to writing, I just kind of like, occasionally I'll be like, is it dumb to rhyme this word with this word? And in that case, I guess it is a collaborative effort because they're talking me down off a ledge, but.
Yeah. But that's a different level though. You're reaching out for input to other people.
Fair enough.
And, I could see that definitely being the kind of thing. So you're starting to write these songs. You're gigging a lot. Mm-hmm. Played on last night.
Yeah.
Where do you really see this going? Is this just this is who I am and I enjoy doing this, or do you?
I didn't really see it going anywhere because I didn't plan on this to happen. But I think that I want it to, at least for now, lead me to other areas around the United States, just because I love you guys, but I don't want to stay here forever. It's hot, and my hair. You want some of it? Like, do you want to know what it's like? It sucks. But yeah, so I don't want to stay here forever. So I would like to eventually book shows at like other locations, kind of figure out where I'm going to be, and I guess that's it for now. Like I don't. Yeah. It's hard to tell how I'm going to feel in the next day because again, I didn't expect for this to ever be a thing in the first place. So
you could really see becoming a career.
Potentially, yeah. Okay, I mean, I'd like to quit my day job, wouldn't we all?
This is my day job.
Well, I have a question.
I have an answer.
We'll find out when we go in the other room and you perform. Are you left-handed?
I am left-handed.
So you play left-handed. Mm-hmm. And I find that interesting, don't you, Michael?
Is that like baseball, where like left-handed pitching is a premium? So left-handed guitar players, or
it could be. I don't know. She's got a guitar that could be strung either direction.
Wow.
It's got no pick guard on it. We'll see all this, but it could be turned either way.
So it's amphibious.
Amphibious.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did. See? I knew that was gonna.
It'll sink in a second.
I got Tom on camera. Got Calvin on talking. I got Kelsey doing the fish.
Doing comedy. Yeah. Or maybe she's guitar dyslexic.
I think I'm correct-handed, sir.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. She's what they like to call a raisin girl.
A raisin girl?
Yes. Come on, Tori Amos. Really? What do they teach you kids nowadays?
Remember, I didn't pay attention in class. Remember? I did my own thing.
Break. You'll like Tori Amos, trust me.
Okay.
She writes from the heart, too.
I like that.
All right. So, we've had all this lovely chat about you and your music and went on about how wonderful you are. And you told us with maximum verbosity of your outstandingness.
Oh, Lord.
You ready to put up or shut up?
Mm-hmm. Are we fighting or are we playing music? Because I'll do either.
I'm not messing with you with all them tattoos. Get that in prison. Anyway, I would love to move over and hear some music. How's that? Is that a much better way to say that?
Let's go.
All right. All right, we're going to jump over there. We will be right back with Kelsey.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. You know, Uncle Scotty and Fred are just sitting here in the old trailer park watching Radio Cosmos Live. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're back with the lovely and talented Miss Kelsey Eiman, and you got some music for us. What you got tonight?
So
this time,
it's basically going to be a timeline of experiences, the way that I've ordered the songs. So this first one is called "Don't Mind Me."
Don't mind me, Kelsey.
don't mind me saying I'd like to see you again. It's been a while now and I've been so lonesome, drifting in the wind. I'm just thinking of you. I ain't never stopped crying since you left. Waking up feels a lot like dying. I know I did some wrong, and that's why you had to go. Now I'm sitting in a strange place, waiting for you to come back home. I hope the distance gave your heart time to mend. So if you don't mind me saying, I'd like to see you again. I'd like to see you standing tall and true. Forgive me, please forgive me, and the wrong I did to you. 'Cause I know I did some wrong, and that's why you had to go. Now I'm sitting in a strange place, waiting for you to come back home. I hope the distance gave your heart time to mend. So if you don't mind me saying, I'd like to see you again. So if you don't mind me saying, I'd like to see you again. Thank you.
Excellent. I love it.
Thank you, thank
Absolutely
you.
dreamy. I mean, it's got that quality to it that's
People usually say it's haunting, which I like because that makes me feel all ghosty. Yeah.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just it's very I don't want to say understated because that's almost like you're not putting enough into it.
Well, like
With-
we talked about earlier, simplicity is sometimes kind of a decent way to go about things.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And just the quality of your voice and just it's breathy and
Thank
it's
you.
haunting.
I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
excellent. We have some more music.
Yeah, so this next one is called Streetlight.
You know, when I was looking at the old Facebook there, and people were like, "I can't wait to hear Streetlight." I can't
Eli
wait to hear Streetlight."
usually requests this one. Eli from Lights Out Band.
Oh yeah, they were here 2 episodes ago.
Yep. So this started out. I was laying in bed and I was like, "Wow, that is a beautiful star in the sky that I can see from my bed. It's a street light. I'm blind." And so it was kind of that deceptive quality. I was like, I can write a song about that.
It also shows the benefit of just not wearing your glasses and enjoying the
we
world.
love poor eyesight
Yeah, everything's more beautiful, Val.
when you can't see it.
Kind of like having bad hearing. All the music sounds wonderful.
Exactly.
All right,
So this one's Streetlight.
take it away.
Looking out the window at a star in the sky, it turned out to be a lonely street light. Sang me to sleep, but I can't sleep through the night. The dreams they're haunted, and I just don't know why. Da, 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 da. You laying beside me used to bring me ease. Now the vision when I close my eyes make it hard to breathe. And must be something buried so far down beneath. When did you become so damn hard to please? There's a stranger in my bed, taking up space where my love used to rest his head. Now there's another in his place. Where did you go, my love? Where did you go, my love? Sleeping so close, but we feel miles apart. Not really sure how we let it go this far. Feels like I don't know just who you are. Just a matter of time before you break my heart. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You and I both know this is coming to an end. Let's call it quits before we begin. Pushing too far and getting under each other's skin. Try to avoid breaking before we bend. There's a stranger in my bed, taking up space where my love used to rest his head. Now there's another in his place. Where did you go, my love? Where did you go, my love? Street light flickers before it burns out, and it gets awful dark and lonely in this house. Now you only lay beside me whenever my dream allows. Won't get no sleep tonight, this I know without a doubt. Where did you go, my love? Where did you go, my love?
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So there's two songs,
2 songs, yes, sir.
and we're kind of 2 for 2 on relationships not working out.
It's basically a journey
Is
of
this a theme we're gonna see with your music, or
yeah. This is cheaper than therapy.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I write about what I know. In the past few years, I've went through a divorce. I've kind of like, tried to find my independence, succeeded in finding my independence, realized that I could do this on my own, and then towards the end you'll see that like there's some like hopeful bits in there. It's not all sad, I promise.
No, that's okay. I didn't mean to. I'm not critiquing it.
No, I know,
was
I
just
know.
Making an observation.
Yes.
And well, because a lot of people, breakup songs and things like that are done a lot because I think you're emotional in those times, and music has a way of helping.
It's a very emotional.
And everybody can relate to it.
Exactly.
Because we've all, maybe not Tom, certainly not Calvin, because he married his high school sweetheart.
Oh, that's precious.
But most of us in the real world have had to go through that stuff. So,
Certainly,
so I think
yeah.
and it probably helps with a lot of the people connect to that. So
For sure, yeah.
for sure.
So this next one is basically about coffee and crying. It's called Bittersweet Routine. It's one of the ones that I had in my notes. I just had the word bittersweet in there, and I sent it to my friend, and he's like, "We're gonna write this about you," At the time, I was working
this
at a
is
coffee
about
shop.
you.
Yeah, it's about me, but he wasn't like calling me out or anything, so that's fine. But at the time, I was working at a coffee shop, and I was just caffeinating to get through the day until I could get to my bed and cry. And that's.
All right. A little more Kelsey Eiman. Coffee and crying.
Yeah, technically called Bittersweet Routine, but also you can nickname it Coffee and Crying.
Bittersweet routine.
Every early morning coffee, awake with belly hanging on. Another cup of pick-me-up, darling. Out the door and off I go. I'm rolling down this road. Another day I'm told the healing is sugar-free and bittersweet, but the taste is growing old. Sugar-free and bittersweet, the days go by and by. Same old song they keep telling me, that all things heal with time. I see that old sun setting, and I smile from cheek to cheek. One more cup to perk me up, honey, before that drive home gets me weak. I climb into bed, forget these thoughts in my head, thinking about how I need to move on, 'cause the pain is growing old. Sugar-free and bittersweet, the days go by and by. Same old song they keep telling me, that all things heal with time. Sugar-free, oh, and bittersweet, the days go by and by. Same old song they keep telling me, that all things heal with time. But do all things heal with time?
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. It's got a nice little catchy hook there in a, within the mood of the song, but still.
We tried.
Yeah, you done good. You done
Thank
good.
you.
So what you got?
So this next one is about one of those past relationships that was aforementioned. It wasn't a very positive, like healthy, nourishing relationship. And so when I made the decision to leave, somebody very close to me approached me and said, I used to be in an abusive relationship, and one day I woke up and said, today I die or he leaves. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Can I write a song about that?
Yeah.
So now it's a combination of my story and that story, and it's called I Die or He Leaves.
I die or he leaves.
Yeah.
Kelsey Eiman.
Think that I am a strong woman, capable of taking care of myself and the people around me, but only if you're not there. You take away my free will, you take away my choice. Don't stop till I'm lying still. You won't get the best of me. Keep telling myself day I die or he leaves. Drained all the color from my face, except for the bruises you left. Nothing'll keep you from hurting what's left of this heart in my chest. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth opening up my mouth if I'm no longer breathing by the time that I make it out. You take away my free will. You take away my choice. Don't stop till I'm lying still. You won't get the best of me. Keep telling myself the day I die or he leaves. You've broken what's left of my spirit, made nightmares of all my dreams. Must have felt proud of yourself when I cried myself to sleep. Your hands couldn't keep all your secrets, they really made their mark. I fumbled around my excuses until it became too hard. When the time came to leave you, I made it out alive, and you're left to face all your demons when you look yourself in the eye. Thank you. I always shake after that one.
That's powerful stuff. Yeah. Now, I realize that while these songs might have some little germ of your own experiences in them, they're more expression and emotion tied to that. So this isn't
sure.
an autobiography. This is just where your head was at the time.
For sure.
But did you find, do you turn to songwriting as kind of like, you're joking about therapy.
It really
but,
is.
I mean, to help kind of put words to some of those feelings?
Exactly. It's so much easier sometimes to just sit in your room by yourself and just kind of get out what you're thinking. Like if you're upset with someone, you write a letter and you're supposed to like burn it or never mail it. It's kind of like that, but then I just set it to music and sing it to multitudes of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting idea that it gives you an outlet that, again, while it's kind of, the thoughts are coming from an experience you're having or some stress in your life, but it's a way to like people write a book or poems or something.
And I even gravitate towards music about things that I'm feeling in the moment. Like even if it's not my own, like music is always how I just get my emotions out, whether I'm playing it or singing it or someone else's. So.
Well, and that's one of the wonderful things about music of all types. When you're in a good mood and you want to have a good time,
exactly.
You put on party music. If you want to drink, a cold red stripe and sit under a palm tree, you put on the reggae.
I'm a Bud Light gal.
If you're going to do the Bud Light gal, you put on a little bit of that bro country and.
Oh no. Shania Twain always.
Shania, she got the pipes. Excellent. See, that's an interesting. Shania Twain.
So I actually.
I'm not seeing that.
I grew up listening to Shania Twain and Tammy Wynette with my grandpa, and then I also grew up on like Lil Wayne and Missy Elliott. So I joked enough about doing a little mashup between Shania Twain and Missy Elliott, and I've done it.
You know what though? I was thinking on the previous song, maybe it was one before that. There was a section in there that was a little hip hop. Buried under
you have
that
to come out one day and catch
hip-hop might be a strong word, but you were, very rhythmic delivery of the lines with lots of words.
Well, if you ever come to one of my gigs, you'll get to experience That Don't Impress Me Much by Shania Twain and Work It by Missy Elliott. And somehow it works. I promise you. This next one is, we're going to transition away from that. You're seeing too much of me.
Or you could do it now. No, go ahead.
Nope. So this next one, Eli actually named. It's called Overreacting. I had some like long-winded title, and he was like, "I like that song, Overreacting. What do you call it?" And I was like, "Well, now Overreacting." So that's this.
I think he gets a. Didn't he get a writing credit for that or something, Calvin? Yeah.
Shout out to Eli.
All right. It's Kelsey.
Overreacting.
Something I've noticed about the walls that I'm building is they've created a mold no one could fit in, protected my heart from the hurt that was caused. I'm trying to heal, so cue the applause, to keep to myself and find something else besides the company of a man. I knew what I wanted, someone to come home with, wasn't in the plan. I know that it's true, it's all self-induced. Don't know just how to undo all the ways I've been thinking, resorting to drinking to drown out the things I've been through. Talking myself off this ledge that I'm on, it's harder than it may appear. I'm okay on my own, I don't feel so alone. I like the view from here. Maybe I'm slacking, I'm overreacting. Everything will turn out alright. If my mind won't stop running, I'll ruin the fun and I'll sleep alone tonight. Doing my best not to fully confess the way that I'm feeling these days. 'Cause I met someone new, don't know what to do with the way he says my name. He's got a kind smile and some warmth in his eyes. He's even nice when he drinks. Pretty sure that I'm screwed, 'cause he's breaking through. At least he's on the brink. The thought that I could ever let someone in terrifies me to the core. There's no logic behind it, 'cause I don't have to feel this way anymore. Talking myself off this ledge that I'm on, it's harder than it may appear. I'm okay on my own, I don't feel so alone, and I like the view from here. Maybe I'm slacking, I'm overreacting. Everything will turn out alright. If my mind won't stop running, I'll ruin the fun and I'll sleep alone tonight. Maybe I'm wrong and this life I've been living is all just a grand facade. I enjoy time alone, but I'm not opposed to him standing by my side. I found in the end that you can start again, be treated the way you deserve to be treated, and then won't have to pretend that you like being alone.
Thank you.
You know, I'm starting to think that beneath that dark, crusty exterior, there's a romantic in
Don't
there.
you
That
ruin
was
my reputation now.
I don't know if you can see me hiding over here out of the camera, but I was just like grinning because I'm like, yeah, that's so sweet. So there's really, I mean, you did this on purpose the way you're laying these songs out. This is really, you know, I was down, I was way down. I had to get out and make a change. And I probably skipped a step or two in there, but now you're coming back around to am I ready to open up again and be vulnerable? So
It's that very terrifying feeling of, oh my God, these walls that I built, can I break them down? Oh no! Do I hand someone a ladder? This next one is about trying to accept that you're handing someone a ladder, but you're acknowledging that you still are dealing with things like anxiety and depression and things of that nature, and now you just have someone who's like willing to be around you while you're dealing with those things.
Terrifying.
So, right?
Yeah.
I don't like being vulnerable at all.
It's okay.
So this next one is called The Me You Deserve, and it's just about trying to get yourself in a better headspace so that you're not letting down those around you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right.
Lay it on us.
Darling, if we could lay here even just for a minute, I swear I'll be fine. Kind of got a little too high, and I can't help but think about what's on my mind. But a wave of relief, despite disbelief, washes right over my soul. When your eyes meet mine, I begin to feel fine. I'm in awe of your control. If you could just give me a moment to breathe, I'll go back to the me you deserve. I'll get out of bed, stay out of my head, and try not to be so concerned with the things in the past. I know they won't last. You have my word. Just give me a moment, I'll fix what is broken and go back to the me you deserve. Darling, if you will just hold me, swear I can make it through the day. I know that it seems like my insecurities will always get in the way, but there's something about your arms around me that make me feel alright. If you can be patient, the peace I've been chasing will make its way into the light. If you could just give me a moment to breathe, I'll go back to the me you deserve. I'll get out of bed, stay out of my head, and try not to be so concerned with the things in the past. No, they won't last. You have my word. Just give me a moment, I'll fix what is broken and go back to the me you deserve. Darling, don't know what I did to deserve you, holding my hand through these times. Maybe one day I'll return the favor and hold your hand in mine. I know that you try to let me inside, but it's difficult to a degree. I just wanna be there and show you that I care the way you do for me. But if you could just give me a moment to breathe, I'll go back to the me you deserve. I'll get out of bed, stay out of my head, and try not to be so concerned with the things in the past. I know they won't last. You have my word. Just give me a moment, I'll fix what is broken and go back to the me you deserve.
Thank you. I never know how to end my songs, so I wing it.
Yeah, well, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, Kelsey, you're going to do a cover song for us here, which I'm excited about, even though it's not the Shania Twain Missy
You have to
mashup.
catch that one live.
Yeah, you got to buy a ticket for that one, folks. Tell us about the song and why you picked this one to do. Why
So
does it
this is a
speak to you?
tune called Before I Met You by Charlie Pride. And it kind of fits with my theme, I guess, of, you know, I didn't need anyone until I found this person, and then things changed. So,
Didn't know what you needed till you found it.
yep.
Excellent. Charlie Pride and Miss Kelsey Eiman.
Thought I'd seen pretty boys in my time. That was before I met you. Never saw one I wanted for mine. That was before I met you. I thought I was swinging the world by the tail. Thought I could never be blue. Thought I'd been kissed and I thought I'd been loved. That was before I met you. I wanted to ramble, I would always be free. That was before I met you. Said that no man could ever hold me. That was before I met you. Thought I was swinging the world by the tail. Thought I could never be blue. Thought I'd been kissed and I thought I'd been loved. That was before I met you. They tell me I must reap just what I have sown. But darling, I hope it's not true. For once I made plans about living alone. That was before I met you. I thought I was swinging the world by the tail. Thought I could never be blue. Thought I'd been kissed and I thought I'd been loved. That was before I met you. That was before I met you. Yes, that was before I met you.
Everyone loves a little Charlie Pride, right?
I like that. And that's the perfect fit for that whole
Right?
story that you kind of gone the gamut of emotion.
It just happened to be on the
there.
top of my list, and I was like, well, this is the sign.
Wonderful, wonderful. Is that what you got for us today?
That is what we have.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tell everybody where they can find you, your .coms and your downloads
All that fun
and all
stuff.
that good stuff. Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook currently on Kelsey Eiman Music.
You want to spell that for everybody?
Oh, yeah. Kelsey, just like Kelsey Grammer. And Iman, Eiman. It's a hard one, I know. But yeah,
I didn't know how to say it.
it's made up. Yeah.
Good work.
That's pretty much where I am right now.
Okay. And has any of your music been recorded and out there on Spotify or anything?
Not yet. I've
What
talked
are your
to-
plans on that?
So I talked about, I started recording covers in my living room, and my apartment is what everyone calls the tree house. So I want to get some recording stuff and record it in my apartment and call it Tunes from the Tree House. But I have no idea when that's going to happen. So
Soon, I hope. Very
soon, yeah, with peer pressure, I guess. Poke, poke.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Miss
having
Kelsey
me.
Eiman, wonderful, very talented. Thank you for tuning in again. We'll see you next week on Radio Cosmos Live. Bye-bye.